Factoring. Past few days we've talked about factoring out of GCF, correct?
Yep.
Now we're going to talk about factoring polynomials that have three terms. So we're factoring polynomials of the form x squared plus bx plus c, which that says it on the paper I gave you, correct? So is there a number in front of the x squared term?
No.
What's understood to be there? 1. So today, we're just looking at polynomials of the form 1x squared plus bx plus c. Tomorrow, we'll look at factoring polynomials that have a number other than 1 in front of that term. Okay? Today, it'll just be the 1 in front of it. So, there's the sheet of paper I gave you, correct?
Yep, I think so.
So today, we are factoring polynomials when
Yeah.
the degree
Oh, a piece of plant.
of the polynomial, and the degree of the polynomial is 2. This is what we call a quadratic. We're also factoring it when the number of terms is 3. It's got 3 terms in it. We call that a trinomial. And we're factoring when the coefficient of the squared term is 1. All of our polynomials we're going to see today take on this form. The degree is 2, so it's quadratic. The number of terms is 3, so it's a trinomial. And the coefficient of the squared term is 1. It's just got a 1 in front of x squared. Okay? Yes? So, it's x squared plus bx plus c. So, a few steps to factoring success. We're going to have some success while factoring. Step 1, we want to just go ahead and draw 2 sets of parentheses. So draw parentheses and fill in the variable that we're dealing with.
Oh, nuts.
Step 1, you're just going to draw 2 sets of parentheses and fill in the variable that we're dealing with. A lot of times it's x, it's sometimes y, it could be r, it could be any variable. If you notice at the bottom of the piece of paper I gave you, it's got a little t-chart. Okay? It's got a c value in the upper left-hand corner, a b value in the upper right-hand corner. Under my c value, there's 2 columns, and under my b value, there's 1 column. So step 2. In your t-chart, put c in the first column and b in the second column. And that's down there. Does everyone see that? So your C value, this number right here that doesn't have a variable with it, goes in your first column. Your B value, the number in front of just the X term, goes in the second column. Okay? Everyone with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. Step 3. Ask yourself, golly, ask yourself, what will these signs be? So in our parentheses, it's either going to be plus plus, or minus minus, or plus minus. Okay? If the sign in front of your C value is a positive, you know your signs are going to be the same. They're either going to be minus minus or plus plus. Okay? So if it's plus in front of the C, they're going to be the same. And then the number in front of the B value tells you what they're both going to be. So in this case, it's a plus and a plus in front of my B, so what are they both going to be?
Plus.
Plus. Now, if the number or the sign in front of my C was plus
Negative.
and my sign in front of B was minus, what are they both going to be?
Negative.
They're both going to be minus. If the sign in front of C is minus, they're going to be opposite. So one's plus, one minus. Everyone got that?
Wait, what?
Okay. If the sign in front of your C value is a plus, they're going to be the same signs in the parentheses. This sign in front of the B value will tell you what they'll both be. So in this case, they'll both be plus. If this was a plus and this was a minus, they'd both be minus.
What happens if it was down?
Now, if this one's a minus, I know one's going to be positive, one's going to be negative. One's plus, one's minus.
What if they're both minus?
So
That can happen.
So what is still be?
So
if there's a plus in front of C, they're both going to be positive.
if it's
There's 2 plus.
x squared
One.
plus bx plus c, it's going to be positive, positive. Because the sign in front of my C value is a positive, and the sign in front of my B value is a positive. X squared minus bx plus c,
Both going to be
they're both going to be minus. Because the sign in front of my C value is a plus, so I know they're going to be the same. The sign in front of my B value tells me what they're both going to be. Minus, minus. If it's x squared plus bx minus c, or x squared minus bx minus c,
They're both going to be.
it's going to be plus minus.
Yeah.
Okay?
Is the both negative? Could it be both negative?
Nope.
Or positive? Oh.
There you go. If it's a minus in front of the C, it's going to be plus minus. No matter if the B has a plus in front of it or the B has a minus in front of it. Okay, so you may want to have that written down. So, that's our third step, asking yourself, what will the signs be? You fill it in your set of parentheses. Fourth step, solve the T-chart and put it in the parentheses. Last step, check your work using FOIL. Do you guys remember FOIL? Can someone raise your hand and tell me what FOIL stands for? Anyone remember what FOIL stands for?
Is it an acronym?
Yeah.
Find our.
First, outer, inner, last. So F stands for first. You multiply your first two terms together in each set of parentheses. So most of the time it's your two variables. Outer terms. You're multiplying the outer things in the sets of parentheses. I stands for inner. You're multiplying the inner things in the parentheses. Last. You're multiplying the last two things in the sets of parentheses. First, outer, inner, last. So there's a little example at the bottom of your paper that I gave you. Factor x squared plus 4x plus 3. I did it step by step for you. So you can look at the paper that I gave you. My first step, draw your parentheses and fill in the variable. So that's what I did. Drew my two sets of parentheses. We're dealing with x, so I put my x's in my parentheses. Everyone good with that first step? Step 2, in your T-chart, put C in the first column and B in the second column. So I put my C value, which is 3, in the first column. My B value is 4, so I put it in the second column. Step 3, what will the signs be? Put my signs here. It's a plus plus. So I know both signs are going to be plus plus. So I fill those into my parentheses. Step 4, I solved the t-chart and put it in parentheses. So I listed all the factors for 3. The factors for 3 are positive 1 and positive 3. Those multiply to give me 3, correct? Then I put negative 1 and negative 3 because those also multiply to give me positive 3. Correct? Then I add it across. So positive 1 plus 3 gives me positive 4. Negative 1 plus negative 3 gives me negative 4. I wanted it to be positive 4, correct? So I squared in my positive 1 and my positive 3 because those multiply to give me 3, add to give me 4. So I know that's my answer. So I fill those into my parentheses. X plus 1, X plus 3. And then I check my work using FOIL. So I'll show you how FOIL works. X plus 1 times X plus 3. F stands for what? First. So I'm multiplying the first two terms in each set of parentheses. So the first terms are X and X. Does everyone see how those are the first terms? So I multiply those together. X times X gives me X squared. Everyone okay with that? If you're looking at this as a whole, does everyone see how there's an outer part of the parentheses and an inner part? So for O, I multiply the outer parts, which is X and 3, correct? What's X times 3? 3X. Everyone okay with that? I stands for inner. So I multiply the inner terms together. 1 times X, which gives me X or 1X. And then L stands for last. I multiply the last two terms, so 1 and 3. The last term of each set of parentheses. 1 times 3 gives me 3. I then combine my like terms. 3x and x gives me 4x. So that's how I got x squared plus 4x plus 3. Is that my original problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know I factored it correctly. Everyone okay with that? Questions on our steps to factoring? We're ready to do some more examples together.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the worksheet.
No, I need a new, like,
Do I need to leave it on this page any longer for us to continue writing, or can I move on to my examples? Move on. Here we go. Number 1. X squared plus 5x plus 6. X squared plus 5x plus 6. What does step 1 tell me to do?
draw the parentheses.
Fill in parentheses and fill in variables.
Draw my parentheses. I'm going to make that smaller. Fill in my variable. What variable am I dealing with here?
X.
X. I put my x's there. Everyone okay with step 1?
Wait, you always put them in the first one?
Yep, put them in the first spot in your parentheses.
Let's see.
What does step 2 tell me to do?
What are the other numbers?
T-chart.
T-chart. Let's fill out my T-chart. So I'm drawing a line, a horizontal line. Drawing a vertical line over here, kind of to the right. What goes in my first column?
C.
C. What's my C value here?
6.
6. Does everyone see how 6 is my C value? It's a positive 6, correct? What goes in my second column?
5.
B. What's my B value? 5.
Wait, why'd you put 6 first? Oh,
6 is my C value.
I got it.
Under my 6, I'm going to create 2 columns. Okay? Everyone good with step 2?
Yeah, okay.
Did it? What's step 3?
What will our signs be?
What will our signs be? What are they going to be in this case?
Awesome.
Positive. The sign in front of my C value is a plus, so I know both signs are going to be the same. The sign in front of my B value is a plus, so I know they're going to both be
Awesome.
pluses, positives. Everyone see that so far? Everyone with me? What does step 4 tell me to do?
Solve the T-chart.
Solve the T-chart. So I'm going to list all the factors of 6 underneath 6. So what things multiply to give me 6?
3 and 2 gets it.
Positive 3 and positive 2. What else multiplies to give me 6?
1 and 6.
Positive 1 and positive 6. What else multiplies to give me 6?
Negative 2, -3.
Negative 2, negative 3. What else multiplies to give me 6?
-6.
-1, -6.
Negative 1, negative 6. Is that all that multiplies to give me positive 6, or is there more?
I hope
I can go on and on.
That's all. All right? It's all that multiplies to give me positive 6.
We're kicking it.
Now let's start adding across our rows. What's positive 3 plus 2?
5, 6,
Positive 1 plus 6.
7.
Negative 2 plus negative 3.
That's a -5.
Negative 5. Negative 1 plus negative 6.
Oh, that's crazy.
Negative 1 plus negative 6.
-7.
Negative 7. I want the two values that I pick to multiply to give me positive 6 and add to give me positive 5. So what two values are those?
3 and 2.
3 and 2, correct? They multiply to give me 6, add to give me 5.
That's how it works?
Yep.
Wow.
That is
So I'm filling those into my parentheses. Does it matter where I put them?
No.
No, because they're the same signs, right? Now, if they were different signs, it would matter. But here it doesn't matter because they're the same signs. So I'm saying x plus 3 times x plus 2 is my factored form of my original problem. What does step 5 tell me to do?
foil.
FOIL. So x plus 3 times x plus 2. For f, what am I multiplying?
First numbers.
First
Variables.
terms in each set of parentheses. So what am I multiplying in this case?
X.
X's.
X times x. What's x times x?
X.
Squared. Okay. What does O stand for?
Outer.
Outer. What are my outer terms?
X and 2.
X and 2. What's 2? X times 2?
2x.
2x. Am I moving too fast for anybody? What does I stand for?
Inner.
Inner.
Inner. What are my two inner terms?
3 next.
3 and x.
3 and x. What's 3 times x?
3
X.
X. I'm a ball.
And what does L stand for?
Last.
What are my last two terms?
3 and 2.
It's 3 times 2.
That's 6.
Okay, combine my like terms. What's 2x plus 3x?
5x.
Did I get back to my original problem?
Are you?
Yep. So I know I factored correctly.
Wow.
Questions on 1?
I think I'm ready for the assignment now.
Is everyone okay if I go through these a little quicker now?
Yeah. I don't think we need any more.
Let's do 4. Or 3.
We're going to do all these.
3.
Number 2, set up my two sets of parentheses. What's my variable? X. Fill in my x's. Step 2, fill out my T-chart. What's my C value?
20.
Positive 20. What's my B value?
-9.
Negative 9. Okay, what are my signs going to be here?
Negative. Minus.
Huh?
Minus.
Both minus or one minus or?
1 minus 1 negative. Just 1. Well,
Just-
no, both minus.
They're both minus.
Yeah,
Oh.
just 2 of them.
Remember, the sign in front of my C value is positive, so I know they're going to be the same. And then the sign in front of my B value tells me what they're both going to be, if they're the same. So they're both minus. Okay? Everyone good with that? Okay. Let's list factors of 20. Things that multiply to give me 20.
5 and 4.
4 and 5. Positive 4 and positive 5, right?
Yeah.
What else?
10 and 2.
10 times 2.
10, positive 10, positive 2. What else?
And -5 and -4.
Negative 5, negative 4. What else?
21.
Positive 20, positive 1.
-1. Positive
negative 1, negative 20.
-2, -10.
Negative 2, negative 10. I'm running out of room, so I'm not going to write it, but you can write it on yours. Negative 2, negative 10. And is that it?
Yeah.
That's it. Start adding across. 4 plus 5, positive 9. 10 plus 2,
Well, 12.
negative 5 plus negative 4,
20.
negative 9.
Oh,
20 plus 1,
Negative 12.
oh, add.
Wait, I'm going through mine.
21. Negative 1 plus negative 20, negative 21. We want the two numbers that I pick to multiply to give me 20 and add to give me negative 9. What two numbers are those?
4 and 5.
Positive 4, positive 5?
Negative 4 and negative 5.
Negative 4 and negative 5, correct?
Yeah.
Those multiply to give me positive 20. Add to give me negative 9. Does it matter where I fill them into the parentheses?
No.
No, because they have the same signs, right?
Yeah.
Once again, if they have separate signs, different signs, it does matter where I put them. Okay? Is everyone okay if I skip the checking for now to
Yes.
save us some time? Or do I need to check it?
No.
What is checking?
Okay, so when you put them in there, you don't change. You don't change them.
No, no.
Cool.
Do I need to check it? Does anyone need to see me check it?
No.
I can check it if I need to. Okay. Number 3. First step, fill in my parentheses. Let's say this is an m squared. What are my variables? M. Fill out our t-chart. What's my c value?
Negative 4. Wait, negative 32.
Negative 32. My c value is my constant, my number without a variable. What's my b value?
Negative 4.
Negative 4. Is everyone okay with that? What are my signs going to be here?
Huh?
What are my signs going to be here?
Positive, negative.
One's plus, one's minus. I know that because the sign in front of my c value is a negative. If the sign in front of my c value is negative, it's automatically one's plus, one's minus. Okay?
Oh.
Everyone good with that?
Yep.
Okay, let's fill out our t-chart. What are some things that multiply to give me negative 32?
2 times 16. Well, negative 2 times 16.
Negative 2 and positive 16. What else?
Negative 4 times 8.
Negative 4 times positive 8.
Negative 32 times 1.
Negative 32 times positive 1.
Negative 2 times.
I already have negative 2 times positive 16.
Alright.
Negative 8.
Say what?
Negative 8 times 4.
I can't hear you.
Negative 8 times 4.
Yep, negative 8 times positive 4.
Negative 8 times 2. I mean, negative 16 times 2.
Negative 16 times positive 2.
I have a question.
I'm running out of room, but what else are we missing?
Oh, Lord.
What? Positive 32 and negative 1, correct? Is that all of them?
Yeah.
Yep, what's up?
So, do we always put the bigger number first?
It doesn't matter. Just as long as you have all your combos.
I mean, like, on the t-shirt, because we won't put 4 first because we can't get the...
Our C value always goes in the first column. It just so happens that all my C values are bigger than my...
Will we have any on assignment that are smaller?
You might.
And do we just put
You just put your C value in the first column, B value in the second column.
the ones if they don't have
They should today.
it? Okay.
Negative 2 plus 16.
Negative 14. I mean,
Oh, no,
14.
positive 14.
14. Does that give me what I want?
No.
No.
Negative
I'm okay if you start to do this. Use the process of elimination.
4.
Negative 4 plus 8.
4.
Does that give me what I want?
No.
No. Negative 32 plus 1.
No.
What does that give me?
Oh,
Negative 31.
Negative 31. Does that give me what I want?
No.
Negative 8 plus 4.
Yes. Negative 4.
Negative 4. Does that give me what I want?
Yes.
Yep. So I can stop there. Okay?
Yeah, I did. It was left out. Oh, we already know.
Okay. Does it matter where I put these numbers?
Yes.
No.
Yes, because they have different signs. So what goes with my M plus, that set of parentheses? What?
4.
4. What goes with my M minus?
Eight.
Does everyone see that?
Yeah.
My negative number I put with the minus. My positive number I put with the plus. It does matter in that case where you put them. It does matter. Okay? Get it right. Questions on 3? There's my answer. That's the factored form of my polynomial. Questions on it? Last one. Can I erase all these to give me room for number 4?
Yes.
Number 4. Let's say that's an M as well. So step 1, make my parentheses, fill in my variable. What's my variable? M. Step 2, fill out my T chart. What's my C value?
Negative 14.
-14. What's my B value? 5. Oops.
I figured it out.
Okay. What are my signs going to be here?
And
Plus minus, right?
yeah.
Plus minus.
The sign in front of my C value is a minus, so I automatically know it's a plus minus. Okay? Okay, let's fill out our T chart. What are some numbers that multiply to give me -14?
Negative 2, 7.
-2 and +7. What else?
She's copying. -7, +2.
-7, +2. What else?
-14 times 1.
-14, +1.
-1, 14.
-1, +14. Is that it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
What's -2 plus 7?
5.
Does that give me what I want?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
We did it.
Questions there? Does it matter where I put these numbers in my parentheses?
Yes, yes.
Yes, it does. If they have different signs, it does matter where you put them. So what goes with my M plus? It's M plus what?
5.
7.
7.
And then I get M minus 2. There's my answer. Questions on it?
No.
We good?
Yes.
Wait, you don't have to check it every time?
No.
If it tells you to check it, you need to check it. If it does not tell you to check it, you don't have to check it.
Is it gonna say check it?
It might not.
Oh my god.
Any questions on my notes before I end the recording?
No.
Okay.
Recording any?
I have the printed off worksheet. It is also on Canvas, so I'm about to pass it out. On Canvas, it's titled Factoring Review Worksheet. This will be due
Monday.
on Monday,
Monday. It's a loon.
10:25 on Canvas. Are there any questions about my notes before I end the recording?